Buffs to Alliance Wars and AQ look to be coming soon. Forged2Fight Compensation will be delayed. We're going to look into why that's the case. Kabam are taking flack again for Battlegrounds and the state of it, and Kabam respond to it. Let's see what they've got to say, and we also have so many other things to cover at the same time. Let's get into it! Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the MCN for Wednesday. Wow, this is more spinnier than I thought it would be. I mean, we all like getting spinny on a Wednesday. No, I'm not going to throw up, but yeah, definitely spinny chair. In any case, we've got to get into important things about Marvel Contest of Champions, the community at large. You're not large, it's just a large grouping of people. Large. And we kick off the show with Nick Coss. Of course we've got to do that. A Thanos Punisher? Hey, go and check it out. A Juggerduck? Hey, yes, again, amazing. Go and check it out. Cosmic Ghost Rider getting his, well, butt handed to him? Yeah, okay, we could see that. That'd be nice. Look, this is really cool. Another amazing banger by Nick Coss. Go and check it out in the link in the description. I just love seeing these. Boom! That's a goal. I don't know like who that's modeled on, that particular kick. But that's good. That's good goaling. And a Keanu Reeves based cameo. Yeah, you got to go and check it out in the link in the description down below. New content and new information drop. Now, normally this is served on a Friday, but Kabam are doing something where they're doing a kind of a quick teaser of what's dropping on Thursday. So Thursday, the 2nd of March, we'll find out information, as I said, about Alliance War and AQ, which will more than likely be a buff to this. Now, whether or not you like AW and AQ, a lot of alliances prioritize Alliance Wars and now Battlegrounds as a priority for alliances, just based on what you can get home from it. And especially with the investment and stuff that goes in with AQ, just seems very kind of meh at the moment. But in any case, I digress. There's going to be additional information about content coming to the contest in March, 2 new champion information, and also a Q&A. So that's going to be cool. That's going to take place at 5 PM UK time, 9 AM PST on 2nd of March. That's Thursday. So make sure to kind of be around for that one. I might do a live stream reaction video thing to it. I haven't 100% decided. But I know that it's important for us to encourage you to go and support the Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/Kabam. Next up and on to, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, because I completely forgot to mention this, and that was at the start of the month, or kind of midway through and at the start of the month, there was details and information of an updated, well, rumoured update in the game files for the 7-star crystal, which is going to concern some people, and some people are going to be interested, but also in others, people are not going to be interested. But yeah, we're likely to see a 7-star updated. If you haven't seen this, and as I said, as of yesterday, I hadn't even seen this. But yeah, it was cool to see this. This is MCC player, which we have featured on the channel as well before. Found these particular images of new crystals coming to the game. I mean, in a nutshell, it doesn't really kind of reveal much, because let's face it, a lot of us want to see a change to the banner that the champion has. Some people like it, some people don't in the current iteration, but these are placeholder crystals for what will be the 7-star crystal. To me, this looks like some sort of tribal shield type thing. So if you imagine a is it not Stegosaurus? What is it called? It's gonna bug me now what it is, but it looks like the kind of the front part there with the front horns and then the side bits. Damn it, Triceratops. There, I got there in the end. To be honest, it looks like Frank a little bit. If Frank was very aggressive and had something just stuck to had some lettuce stuck to the top of his head, he'd probably look a bit like that. To be honest, but yeah, like the crystal, yeah, it looks different. It just looks like Triceratops. So Triceratops crystal looks a bit better than the one it is now, which is just like some kind of Frankenstein's monster. Anyway, moving on. In any case, we're going to move on and talk about Battlegrounds. Interesting little thread. I must admit, I'm a bit indifferent about the topic, or the title of it, which is why Battlegrounds is the worst format they created. I mean, I see it from both sides. I do think it's a great game mode. It's just been poorly produced in certain areas, and all the things that I had criticisms about the particular game mode are still here 8 months on. So that just goes to show you. But Kabam are dealing with it, but slowly. Like, there's slowly things are being addressed and improved. The matchmaking, Kabam said they're going to deal with next month. But a lot of this stuff, I gotta believe it when I see it. I really have to believe it when I see it, because matchmaking's always odd. Like, you can find yourself going up against an opponent that is too easy for you and an opponent that's too hard for you. It's very rare to find someone that's just right, which again, Kabam say they can't bank on they can't create a matchmaking algorithm or a state that players are happy with, but at the same time, this is your game mode. This is stuff that you should have had as a developer, an idea of how you were going to pitch this beforehand, and whether or not things like relics would have been kind of like a good thing to add into this or a bad thing based on how many extra bits of bumper prestige they have. Again, that could play into things, but at the same time, maybe it doesn't. Like, there's so many variables to consider with this one. But in any case, what are Kabam saying in response to a lot of the criticism that they've received in this particular thread? So someone says, if you die to a boss in any fight, you can say, well, I took X% of this health, let me buy a revive and continue. In Battlegrounds, if you die, you can't continue for where you were at, so you set back. No other part of this game has this effect. Well, you could say that, you could argue that victory shields are kind of like that in some way. It's just a shame that we can't have more of them, because again, this kind of feeling of like, when you lose in Battlegrounds, you can lose pretty hard. Like, that's the thing. You can get, if you gain 3 medals, no, if you gain 2 medals, sorry. Obviously, the further you get, the more medals in victory track. But if you gain 2 medals and then you lose those 2 medals, you're like set back on time. That could be 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how long a match took out of your time, out of your day, and you might not feel that you're actually going to getting anywhere. We have chatted in the past about how Battlegrounds is the first true competitive PvP. It's not PvP, it's PvPe mode in MCOC. Previously, every challenge would end in success with enough time, energy, and resources. Naturally, this means BG is going to be a departure from players and is bound to cause some discomfort. Every single matchup between 2 players means 50% of the matchup is receiving a loss. This is inevitable. I want to do a video about comparing focusing on Battlegrounds and other content versus not doing event quest. That's something I want to do as a kind of a, because you look at the energy investment. Like, what if I took that energy, invested it into Battlegrounds? That's something I want to cover in another video, but it's going to take a bit of time, especially to do the research for it, because I didn't do Battlegrounds. I didn't do event quests this month, and I don't plan to. I plan to get back into EOP. I plan to do Battlegrounds, and I plan to do Arena. Can you really blame people for hacking? Hacking is a bit of a weird one with it. I find it really cringe, like, why people hacking the mode. I really do. I just don't see why people are doing it. It's kind of weird, but I do think that there should be some improvements to how you kind of progress up victory track and the pace in which you kind of do it, because it's time investment. Why not create casual mode too? A casual would not operate in the fashion laid out in this thread. I know plenty of casuals that get involved with Battlegrounds. It's just a case of, again, same thing, time investment. We even saw that particular thread of someone that was talking about, he needs to find time in an evening, like an hour after he's put his kids to bed. I can't remember what the name of that particular person, but there was a thread about that. If you've watched the channel, you've watched that particular coverage of that thread, and why there are casual players out there still looking for an investment. I would urge Kabam to go and read that thread. We're not giving the same rewards for less work. We understand that the lens many summoners view the game through is of, where can I get the best rewards? That's where I'm going to dedicate my time. But simply putting time into Battlegrounds doesn't result in rewards. We have largely found the highest rewards from the game mode, from this game mode, are going to the players who are putting in the most time. So you have to put the most time in. So the most, what? Isn't that a contradiction to the top part? I'm suggesting that nothing about Battlegrounds needs to change, not at all. We've talked about it repeatedly on the forums. Changes are coming to Battlegrounds, good. Structure and matchmaking, some that may have been suggested in this thread. It won't happen all at once and needs to change over time to avoid too many moving parts, but the team is constantly evaluating the game mode and are looking to opportunities to make improvements and have some good ideas, because this game mode is still very much a beta. And needs to get to that nice kind of crispy state. The same way that Alliance Wars took so long to get to a point where it was, well, I mean, it's all right now. It's just a case like it was a lot worse back in the early days. We have chatted a lot and seen conversations about this game is growing to a point where you cannot reasonably expect everything to give it given in a month. I've reached that point. We're going like, do you know what? I'm not going to feel burnt out by this game. It's not fair on me personally. Just to kind of like be constantly rushing from place to place and not really enjoying myself with the game. I am enjoying myself with the game, but what I'm saying is like I don't want to feel the stage of just being burnt out because I have to do everything. So Kabam are like, you don't have to do everything. Fine, I won't do everything then. The final point on all of this is play the game modes you enjoy the most, and that's true. For me, my favourite game modes at the moment in MCOC are going to be doing stuff like Arena. Believe it or not, I like doing Arena. I like grabbing units. A lot of the time I'll just watch movies and play Arena, and that gives me units for things like free-to-play based stuff that I need to grab. You know, July 4th deals, Cyber Weekend deals, stuff like that. Act 8, or Acts in general, Act 8.2 is coming soon, so I'm looking forward to that. And Event Quest, I don't know, I just find them very repetitive each and every month. They're just like copy-paste, so it's just, yeah, just nothing really kind of thrilling. And side quests are all right, but they just, it's nice to see, we need to see something different from side quests. They just, again, copy paste with it. So incursions, arena, battlegrounds I like. So those three game modes I think are just like my favorite at the moment. So I might just focus on them and take it from there. But yeah, I like this point. We're going to end on this point here. I casually play golf 2 times a month. Should I be complaining about the structure of the PGA Tour because my casual playing doesn't allow me to compete in it? No, of course not. But that's not a fair comparison. The PGA is a closed invitation only event. BG is open to everyone and encourages everyone to play. The fair comparison is your local money puts a father and son event and says everyone pays after based on your placements. Then Tiger Woods and a bunch of pros show up. So your choices now: don't play and miss out because playing with pros could be cool. Or play and don't miss out, but get your butt kicked and pay an unknown amount more. Many people feel obligated to play to get some rewards to keep up. Yes. And now let's move on and talk about compensation. Forged2Fight Compensation. Were you injured in a Kabam-based Marvel Contest of Champions or Forged2Fight closure game? Then you might be entitled to compensation. Migration compensation. So yeah, in all seriousness, migration compensation was something that was meant to hit yesterday, February 28th, 2023. A package was going to be given out for those that had invested their time into Forged2Fight, and they'd be getting themselves some nice stuff when it came to going over to Marvel Contest of Champions. But as well, the questions and the answers. The question is, where my compensation package? It was meant to be delivered on February 28th, and we were given the idea that it would be received. I mean, it was still kind of like on for aiming to get it by the 28th, but continue to work on it. If date changes, we'll let you know. And update today is as follows. Hey Summoners, we are working on getting this out to you as soon as possible, but we've hit a snag with one of our partners that we need to resolve before moving forward. Maybe that's something to do with Transformers being a little bit, maybe a little bit naughty, possibly, I don't know. Maybe the partners is something to do with possibly like the Apple, Apple side of things. Or would it be Apple? Would it be Google? I don't know. I do not have an ETA on this right now. I will update you all when we have more information, but I am not expected to hear anything before next week at the earliest. Man, people be bad at communicating to Kabam. We're very sorry for this inconvenience. So, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Very weird. If people thought compensation in Marvel, we're still waiting for the side quest compensation, by the way. So I think it's just a case of like it's a waiting game with compensation at the moment. And the final thing we're going to go over today, Wednesday, is that we have got an arena for Ant-Man Future and Scarlet Witch Classic. Now, based on some previous arena cutoffs, like for example, round 1 of the Cassie Lang arena, she went for 260 mil. It kind of gives me the feeling that we're going to see the following with the new featured. So I'm going with 260 mil for Future Ant-Man, the 6-star version. The 5-star version, I'll go with 55 mil. 6-star classic Scarlet Witch. Tough one. As I would go with a strong 50 mil. But this just depends on habits of what people are interested to grab. Now, a lot of people may already have the champion, especially pulling from recent crystals, which is likely because the previous 6-star she was available. So that 50 mil could go down to at least 40 mil, especially compared with how Quicksilver and Gallon and recent basic arenas have gone. But look, it's up to you how you feel strongly about that one, or not so strongly. And then 12 mil for the 5-star version of that. And those have been my predictions for this arena. There we go, that has been the show. Thank you very much for watching. And as well, thank you very much to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron who are on screen right now. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. Should hopefully be live streaming tonight. I say that, but I'm going out to a street food thing, so I don't know. I'll try and be back. But yeah, thanks very much, everybody. Renew your primes, and I will see you in the next one. Also, make sure to check out some other content located on screen. And there may be another video today. I'm not sure. I'm going to work on a few projects. But yeah, see you later on. Cheers. Bye-bye.